ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Bandai movie monster series Shin Gomess from Shin Ultraman. Eerie, isn't it? Like looking into a mirror. Just a quick history lesson for those who might not know. Yes, the look and vibe of this figure is entirely intentional. It's supposed to look like a ramshackled Shin Godzilla with DLC bits on him, as it is a reference to the original Gomess, which first appeared in Ultra Q, where a Godzilla suit was indeed lent to Tsuburaya Productions, and they turned that Mosu Goji suit into the original Gomess. The same exact thing would happen a year later during the original Ultraman series, where a Mosu Goji suit would get the Daisenso Goji head and become Jiras. So yes, your eyes are not fooling you, and no, Bandai wasn't trying to pull the wool over your eyes. This is entirely intentional. Anyway, taking a look at this tag, we have Shin Ultraman on it, which, should have been Gomess. We got some writing up here, some Ultra Cheeks down there, Shin Ultraman. Here's the back of the tag with a little more of the same on it, and then here is the inside of the tag. Let's toss this CGI model into Source Filmmaker and give him some massive enhancements. So here we have him, Shin Gomess. Technically, I guess it's just Gomess, but since he's a Gomess in Shin Ultraman, I'm just gonna call him Shin Gomess. I don't care if that's his official name or not, that's just how it's going. Like in the movie, the resemblance to Shin Godzilla is extremely uncanny, especially from the front. But looking at the opposite side, we can see he's got a tiny little why. He's got some bone yellow spikes and tusks jutting from his head and mouth. I wonder, does he have the pupil? No, I don't think so. Those eyes are really small. I'm not seeing a pupil. My god, just look at that neck. Looks like Shin Godzilla got elephantitis of the throat. The details for the neck and spikes over here, while simple, are very much effective. I would absolutely say the head got the brunt of the love over here because the detail is sublime. But moving on down, we can see some more fantastic details and some decent looking paint as well. Shin Godzilla finally got that arm upgrade people were bitching about him needing, and he's got some discernible claws both on his forearms and on his hands. No extra fingers this time. Are you happy? But yet again, the detail is very nice. Hey yo, not gonna lie, Gomess got some nice titties. We've got some really nice armor-plated looking skin over here with this nice off greenish blue paint coating it all. You can even see the tip of Shin Godzilla's crest over here. I never noticed that. But moving down, the details aren't as exuberant as they are on other parts of the figure, but the paint combination over here is just so very nice. And yeah, I really can't complain at all. These legs are looking really familiar. It's just this time they've got like this feathered scale looking look to them. While it's excruciatingly clear that these are just some retooled Shin Godzilla legs, I do like how they combine and clash with one another. Clearly, Shin Godzilla from the knee up, but Gomess from the thigh to waist. They even kept all of his little extra toes on the very tops of his feet. Very nice toe paint, too. Oh, wait a minute! Did I get a horned vinyl figure without any damage on the tip? Holy shit! Oh yes, and look at that detail. Very nice. This is a momentous damn. Yeah, a little bit of scuff right there, but honestly, just the fact that this isn't ruined is quite awesome. Thank you, DHL Shipping. But anyway, yes, very Shin Godzilla looking legs over here, even with the retooled thighs. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Because I'm not. Moving between the legs to the underside of the tail over here, you can see that, yeah, there was definitely some retool work being done, because the tail and the rest of the body kind of clash, but anyway, detail, it looks great. I mean, it's very much Shin Godzilla looking, and with the addition of these very curvy spikes on the tail, while it is familiar, it still manages to look cool. Same could be said for these dorsal spikes over here. Very nice. Very much a big fan of how Gomess has, like, a shell on his back. I don't know. It's just different. It's something the Ultra series is very well known for. And I really do like that there is some subtle detail hints on this shell as well. The fins too, of course, but that was a little more obvious than others. But this is indeed a very nice looking vinyl figure, but we haven't reached peak yet. Oh yes. The very tip of Gomess's tail over here takes the Shin Godzilla face theory to a whole new level and actually gives it, well, a face. That is one mean, angy looking tip right there. Whew, sweet baby Jesus, look at all that detail on there. And those are definitely eyes. Those are definitely eyes. They might not have eye paint on them or discernible eyes, but those look like eyes. You can't. And it's present on both sides, and I really have to give Bandai credit here. This looks so damn good. I'd buy a figure of just the tip of the tail. And honestly, I wasn't expecting this to be painted when the prospect of a Shin Gomess figure came up from Bandai. But seeing as how they painted Shin Godzilla's tail tip, I guess they kinda had to do it here too. Seriously, the detail work on this tail tip is amazing, and every angle of it is amazing. Look at that. So good. Yet another Shin Godzilla shelf hog. Lovely. It do be kind of funny how we have like this matte look and then we move into this very glossy look right on back into the matte look over here. I wish this was articulated just to kind of like, spin it about, but we'll get into that in a bit. As you can see, no pupils. I just wanted to show this on camera really quick. And I feel like I glossed over the teeth a little too much, so here are the teeth. They are indeed sculpted and they are indeed painted. Not the best grill job I've seen on a Shin Godzilla-esque figure, but still pretty good. Detail, paint, Shin Gomess. I quite like him a bit. In fact, I like him so much, I'm probably just gonna add him to the Shin Godzilla shelf, just because, well, he is technically Shin Godzilla, just technically not Shin Godzilla. While the signs of retooling are very, very obvious, again, that was very much the intent. I really do like the paint and detail on this figure, so Shin Godzilla DLC Costume 15 is going to get 2 solid stars in terms of paint and detail. Now, articulation. Now, when looking at this figure for the first time, I thought, oh yeah, head swivel. But no head swivel. But the arms can move back and forth like so. Pretty sure they can go all the way around, but as per usual, I'm not even going to attempt it. Back and forth. And then the legs will be able to go all the way around as well, making me rather glad that these little elbow spikes over here, if that's what they are, weren't painted. And you likely guessed it, no movement at the tail, nor at the center, nor at the tip. On top of all of that, this guy is rather squishy. He's not as solid as a Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla. I mean, he's a little squishy on the body area, but for the tail, oh lord, he's much more solid. But we're not talking about solidity here, we're talking about articulation, and I'm going to give articulation a solid star. He's got the exact same articulation as Movie Monster Series Shin, nothing at the tail, just the arms and the legs. Now, speaking of Movie Monster Series Shin, Shin Gomess actually has the longer tail, which, yay! Actually, they're about the same. Gomess's tail is a little bit higher, while Shin's is a little bit lower, and since Shin Gomess's tail is higher, from this angle, it actually appears to be slightly shorter, so good overreacting there, Rob. But as you can see, I am sure, Shin Gomess is much shorter. Now, Shin Gomess does have a little bit of a hunch going on with his overall posture, but just looking at these two figures side by side, it looks like the legs were made a little bit shorter, the torso is obviously shorter, so it's not just a very faint retooling. They actually did quite a bit of work here. Granted, they likely just scanned the CGI model, because while this does, yes, very much feel like a retool, it also kind of doesn't at the same time. But who's to say? I don't know how Bandai conducts their business, but I will say I am very happy to add him into the Shin Godzilla family, even though his affiliation is just an Easter egg. Size comparison-wise, this guy looks pretty good next to the Movie Monster Series, Mega Movie Monster Series, and other assorted Shin Ultraman figures released last year. Don't know if I would call that scale insanely accurate, but it does look nice, and that's the point for Movie Monster Series figures. As long as they look nice, I'm okay. And as long as they're not overly tiny and stupid small, like Destroya, then I'm okay. This was a figure I was very much waiting for, especially when Shin Gomess's design was revealed to the public unofficially. I'm actually very much hoping for either an SH Figuarts or an SH Monster Arts release of this guy, because that would be beautiful. How ironic would it be if SH Figuarts did a Shin Gomess figure and it turned out like, perfect. Supro does what Toho don't. Is he lacking in a lot of areas? Absolutely. Definitely could have used more paint across his mostly jet black nature, but for what I paid for what I got, for what we've seen from the promo pictures from the very beginning, I'm happy. I'm fairly comfortable with giving this guy 3 solid stars as a whole, and I'm sure there's going to be more than a few non-Ultraman fans picking this up, or just Ultraman casual fans, kind of like myself. Am I a casual? Yeah, I would definitely consider myself a casual Ultraman fan, I think. Is there a definition for that? I have been ShinRobjira. I do so hope you all enjoyed. And when next we meet, tomorrow night, we will be talking about brand new Boog. Oh yeah, social media, Patreon, the whole ishkabibble. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Peace.